You're 11. Your village is quiet. Chickens scratch in the dirt. Your mother grinds grain. Then the shouting starts. At first, it's a distant rumble, like thunder on a clear day. But it grows louder, sharper, closer. Your brother stops chasing you, his eyes wide. The familiar sounds of your life, the lowing of cattle, the chatter of neighbors, the rhythmic thump of your mother's pestle, are swallowed by a wave of raw, guttural cries. Men with iron helmets and wild beards rush through the fields, their axes glinting in the morning sun. Panic erupts like a flock of startled birds. Your peaceful morning shatters into 1,000 pieces of terror. Your father runs forward, brandishing a pitchfork, his face a mask of desperate courage. He is a farmer, a man of the earth, not a warrior. He falls before he can even reach the invaders, a dark stain spreading across his tunic. Your mother screams your name, a sound ripped from her soul, as rough hands grab her, pulling her away. You try to run to her, but you are caught, your arms pinned behind your back by a grip like iron. You fight, you kick, you scream until your throat is raw, but you are just a child. You are thrown into a line with other children and women, their faces streaked with tears and soot. The world you knew, the only world you have ever known, ends before the sun has even reached its peak. They march you toward the shore, past the burning huts that were once your neighbors' homes. The air is thick with smoke, the acrid smell stinging your eyes and catching in your throat. You are shoved toward a long, dark ship pulled up on the sand. The scent of tar, wet wood, and something metallic, blood, fills your nose, overwhelming you. Rough hands push you aboard, and your wrists are bound tightly with coarse rope that bites into your skin. You are forced down into the cramped, dark belly of the beast, packed in with the others. The men row without speaking, their faces painted with streaks of ash, their muscles straining with a steady, relentless rhythm. You look back at your village one last time. The smoke rises in a thick, black pillar against the blue sky, a funeral pyre for your entire life. Your home is gone. The voyage is a nightmare of endless gray. The sea is restless, a churning, angry monster that tosses the longship back and forth. You are sick, your stomach heaving with a misery so profound it feels like a part of you is dying. The cold seeps into your bones, a damp chill that never leaves. You are given little food, a piece of hard bread, a sip of stale water. You huddle with the other captives for warmth, a silent, terrified community bound by shared loss. Days blur into nights. You don't know how long you've been at sea, only that the land has vanished, replaced by an endless expanse of churning water and a sky the color of lead. When the ship finally reaches a new coast, the air is different. It smells of pine and salt, cold and unfamiliar. This new land feels alien, the silence broken only by the cry of strange birds and the whisper of the wind through tall, dark trees. You are led inland, your legs weak and unsteady after so long at sea. The ground is rough beneath your bare feet. After what feels like hours of walking, you arrive at a farmstead. It's large, much larger than any home in your village, built from heavy timber and surrounded by a high wooden fence. Smoke curls from a hole in its roof, a lonely plume against the gray sky. This is where you will stay. The master's wife comes out to inspect the new arrivals. She is tall and severe, her hair braided in a way you've never seen. She walks down the line, her eyes cold and assessing. When she reaches you, she grips your chin, turning your head from side to side as if you were livestock at a market. She doesn't speak your language, but her gestures are clear. She points to a heavy wooden bucket, then to the well, her expression leaving no room for misunderstanding. You are here to work. That night, you are shown to a corner of the barn. You sleep on a pile of straw, the same kind used for the animals who stir and breathe beside you in the dark. The air is damp and frigid, smelling of manure and hay. There is no blanket, no warmth, no mother's hand to soothe you. The reality of your situation sinks in with the crushing weight of a tombstone. Your name, your family, your past, they belong to a life that no longer exists. Your life now, every breath you take, every moment from sunrise to sunset, belongs to someone else. You close your eyes, pretending to still be home. But when morning comes, the only sound is the mistress's voice, and your new life has already begun. You're 13 now. The days start before the sun. The air is cold, your back aches, and your hands bleed. The world has shrunk to the rhythm of endless labor, a cycle that begins in darkness and ends in darkness. Before the first rooster crows, you are on your feet, your breath fogging in the frigid air of the barn. Your chores are a litany of back-breaking tasks. First, hauling water from the well, the wooden buckets heavy enough to make your shoulders burn. You stumble over the frozen mud, the icy water sloshing over the rim and soaking your thin tunic, a chilling dampness that will cling to you all day. Next, you grind barley for the morning's porridge, your arms protesting as you turn the heavy quern stone. The dust fills your lungs, a constant, gritty irritation. After the family eats, you are sent to the pens to gather animal dung, the smell thick in your nostrils, your fingers numb as you scoop the frozen piles into a basket. In the afternoon, there is wood to split. The axe is heavy, awkward in your grasp, and each swing sends a jarring shock through your arms. You learn to aim carefully. Knowing a misplaced blow means more work and likely a punishment. Your body is a map of this new life. Your hands, once soft, are now a landscape of calluses, cracks, and weeping sores that never fully heal. The cold seeps into your bones, a permanent ache that settles deep in your joints. Your back is a constant, dull throb, a reminder that you never truly rest. Even when you are still, the pain is there, a silent companion to your exhaustion. The master's wife, the mistress of the farm, is a storm you learn to navigate. Her eyes are always on you, searching for the smallest mistake. A spilled bucket, a slow pace, a moment of hesitation. Any is enough 17 now. Wrath. The house her hand is quick, the sting of her palm across your face a familiar sensation. Sometimes the punishment is a denial of food. You watch the family eat their fill of bread and meat while you are given only a crust or nothing at all. The hunger gnaws at you, a hollow pain that makes it hard to stand, let alone work. Survival becomes a silent art. You learn to move without being seen, to work without drawing attention. You keep your eyes down, your expression blank. You never speak unless spoken to, and even then, your answers are short and quiet. You learn that slowing down is a risk, so you push your weary body harder, faster, until your muscles scream in protest. Silence is your shield, invisibility your only defense. To be noticed is to be in danger. But in this bleak world, a flicker of kindness finds you. Another captive, a girl from a different land, works alongside you. She is a few years older, her eyes holding a deep, weary wisdom. She sees the tears you try to hide, the way your hands shake from cold and fatigue. She shows you small tricks that make the days bearable. How to brace the water bucket against your hip to ease the strain on your back. How to wrap scraps of cloth around your hands to protect them from the splintered wood. How to breathe through the hunger pains. She teaches you to steal moments of rest, leaning against a wall for a few seconds when the mistress isn't looking, a shared, stolen breath of respite. Her presence is a quiet anchor in the relentless storm. Yet, a new fear begins to creep into the edges of your days. Strangers, traders, and other landowners sometimes visit the farmstead. They walk through the yard with the master, their gazes lingering on the captives. They look at you not as a person, but as livestock. They run their hands over your arms, check your teeth, and discuss your strength and health in a language you are beginning to understand. You are an object to be appraised, a commodity whose value is measured in your capacity for labor. One evening, while mending a fence near the longhouse, you overhear whispers. The master is talking to one of the visitors, their voices low. You catch words, silver, market, another ship. You piece together their meaning with a cold, sinking dread. Captives are not a permanent part of the farm. They can be sold. They can be traded. They can be shipped away to another land, another master, at a moment's notice. The realization settles in your gut like a stone. You are not a servant here. You are not even a person. You are property. You belong to the master in the same way his cows and his tools belong to him. You can be used, broken, and discarded. Your life, your future, is entirely in his hands. You are disposable, replaceable. If you fall ill, if you break a bone, another captive will take your place, and you will be forgotten. The nights are the longest. Lying on the scratchy straw in the corner of the barn, the darkness is a heavy blanket. The cold from the packed earth floor seeps into you, and the dull ache in your back sharpens. Hunger keeps you awake, your stomach twisting in on itself. The bruises from the mistress's last punishment throb with a life of their own. In the quiet, you can hear the soft, muffled sounds of others crying, a chorus of shared misery that no one dares to acknowledge in the light of day. You lie awake, staring into the dark. Tomorrow might bring work or a buyer. Either way, you'll have no say in what happens next. You're 24 now. The years have carved deep lines into your face, and the cough never stops. The relentless labor has taken its toll. Your hands, once soft, are now a tapestry of cracks and calluses. The skin split open from hauling water in the biting cold and scrubbing floors with harsh lye. Every morning, a deep ache settles into your bones, a constant, unwelcome companion that greets you before the sun. The cough, a dry, rattling sound that started as a whisper, now echoes in your chest, shaking your frame with every breath. It's a sound that announces your presence long before you enter a room. The mistress, her face as hard as the frozen winter ground, watches you. She sees the way you favor your left leg, the slight stumble in your step as you carry firewood. She hears the cough that racks your body, but her eyes don't hold pity. They hold a cold calculation. She measures your worth not in your suffering, but in what little strength you have left. She still expects the work to be done, the quotas met. Your weakness is an inconvenience, an imbalance in the farm's brutal arithmetic. As the months pass, your duties begin to shift. The heavy lifting, once your daily reality, is now assigned to a newer, stronger thrall. You're no longer sent to the fields to harvest grain under the punishing sun or to the forest to chop wood. Instead, you are slowly relegated to the periphery of the household. Your world shrinks to the smaller, less strenuous tasks that still need doing. You are given a pile of torn tunics and a bone needle, your cracked fingers fumbling with the thread as you mend the family's clothing. You are handed a broom and told to sweep the dirt floors of the longhouse, the dust swirling around you and catching in your throat, feeding the cough that consumes you. You feed the chickens, scattering grain with a hand that trembles, and muck out the stalls of the animals, the familiar, pungent smell a constant in your shrunken existence. The stories of freedom, the whispered tales of escape or ransom that once fueled a flicker of hope in your heart, now feel like distant, childish lies. And the idea of seeing your homeland again, of feeling the sun on your face as a free person, is a dream so faded it barely has color. Hope is a luxury you can no longer afford. It requires an energy you no longer possess. The iron collar of servitude is no longer just around your neck. It has settled deep into your soul, its weight absolute and final. The world outside these wooden fences has ceased to exist. The faces you once knew, the other captives you shared whispered conversations with in the dead of night, have disappeared. One by one, they vanish. A girl you shared your straw bed with is sold to a visiting trader, her cries fading as she is led away, never to be seen again. An older man, his back broken from a lifetime of labor, simply stops appearing for the morning roll call. His body is dragged from the barn without ceremony. Their names are never spoken. Their memories are erased, a deliberate act of forgetting by those who remain. To remember is to acknowledge the fragility of your own existence, a truth too terrifying to face. You become a ghost long before you die. The other thralls, their eyes filled with a mixture of fear and self-preservation, begin to avoid you. They give you a wide berth in the yard, their gazes sliding past you as if you were already gone. Your cough is a reminder of their own potential fate, and they cannot bear it. You eat your meager portion of food alone, huddled in a corner, the warmth of companionship now a distant memory. To befriend you is to become tainted by the stench of death, to risk catching the mistress's eye for the wrong reason. You are invisible, a walking specter in a world that has already decided you are no longer a part of it. The winters seem to grow longer and colder with each passing year. Or perhaps it is just the cold that is seeped into your bones. The wind howls through the cracks in the longhouse walls, a mournful sound that mirrors the emptiness in your chest. The work, however, does not stop for the snow or the ice. Your health continues its steady, inexorable decline, but you are still expected to perform your duties. Each task, no matter how small, becomes a monumental effort. Your body, a vessel of pain, betrays you at every turn, but you force it onward, driven by the primal fear of what happens when you can no longer move. Then, one gray morning, it happens. You are carrying a pail of water from the well, your breath clouding in the frigid air when the world suddenly tilts. A wave of dizziness washes over you, and your legs give way. You collapse onto the frozen ground, the pail clattering beside you, water spreading and freezing instantly into a thin, crystalline sheet. You lie there, the sharp cold seeping through your thin tunic, your vision blurring. Others see you fall. They pause for a moment, their faces impassive, before turning back to their chores. No one rushes to your side. No one calls your name. Your fall is just another event in a day filled with toil, as unremarkable as a chicken scratching in the dirt. The world moves on without a pause. The rhythms of the farmstead continue, unchanged and indifferent. The blacksmith's hammer still rings. The women still grind grain. The children of the master still laugh and play. Your collapse has not altered the course of their day in the slightest. The chores must be done. The routines must be followed. Your existence is a cog in a machine, and now that you are broken, you are simply set aside. Life continues, seamless and uninterrupted, as you lie gasping for breath. Later, you are carried back to your corner of the barn and left on your bed of straw. The fever comes, and the world dissolves into a haze of confused images and fragmented memories. You die quietly in the darkness. Alone, your last breath a final, rattling cough that no one hears. Your passing is a silent, solitary event, a candle flame extinguished in an empty room. The next morning, another thrall, young and strong, is assigned your tasks. She is given your mending basket, your broom, your place in the endless cycle of labor. The mistress does not speak of you again. It is as if the space you occupied was never filled. Your memory is a ghost, a whisper that fades before it can be heard, forgotten beyond the walls of the farmstead that became your entire world, and in the end, your tomb. Your name is gone, your body buried beneath the cold earth, and the world continues as if you never existed. That's what it means to be a Viking captive.